Yo, this is going to be a training guide from level 10 to level 200. In this video, I'm going to show you and walk you through every single map that I would go to and that I recommend you to go to when training to 200. Every single map shown here, in my opinion, falls under a few different categories. It's either a very efficient map to train in, meaning you get a lot of XP and there's a lot of monsters there, or it's a very simple map to train in, so it's really easy to train in. Both have their own value. Some people like really sweating hard, and some people like to go easier and not try so hard while mobbing. So I tried my best to list out a bunch of maps for every single level range up till 200 that you guys can go to and find a perfect map for you. Every single map that you go to is going to be just fine, and you'll make good XP regardless of where you go. I also have different options for the maps in case too many maps get too popular, because I've seen this happen a lot with training guide videos. Is they'll recommend certain maps, but because certain maps get recommended, they become less good just because a lot of people are there and the burning gets lower and stuff like that. Oh, I also want to say that I will be showing you the maps on my Hayato. I don't have a character like within every single level range, so I'm just going to show you the maps and give you an explanation on like how to train there and tell you why they're good maps. So basically from level 10 to level 30, there's actually a lot of different maps you can go to, which I found pretty surprising while doing my research on this. Usually I would just go to this map, Golem Temple 4. I would pretty much just train here up until like level 25 or 30. It's the best Golem map out of all of them. It has the most mobs and the layout's the best out of all of them. The other ones, sometimes the layout is a little too high or there's less mobs. So if you were to go to a Golem map, it would definitely be this one. But besides the Golem map, you can go to Waste Treatment map, which is this first one. So I really like these mobs because their hitbox is bigger than a lot of the mobs in this area. There's also a lot of mobs and you can just cycle the map. Some classes, even in their first shop, can hit 2 platforms. Obviously not every class can, because these mobs are relatively tall. Like basically you only have to hit something like within this size to hit both mobs. You can make some pretty good rates here. Another map that you can go to is Stray Dog Valley over here. So Stray Dog Valley is also good. It has a lot of mobs. Ideally you want maps with a lot of mobs because you're going to be running around a lot, so you don't want to wait for any mobs to respawn. You just want to always be hitting something ideally. Another map we can go to in this level bracket is Gold Beach. So you can literally just teleport there and you can go to Seaside too. The nice thing about Gold Beach is it's instanced. And if you don't know what instance means, it basically means that you're the only one who could be attacking here and nobody else can KS you. So even if you see other people in this map, it doesn't matter at all because they're killing their own set of mobs. They're in their own instance of the map, so it's really convenient. And the 5th map that I would recommend from 10 to 30 is in Elodin. I personally think that this is the best map in this level range. This map has so many mobs in it and the mobs fly around, so they're really easy to hit. It's not like you're gonna really have to be chasing anything. It's also instant, so nobody else can hit the mobs either. All the mobs are just for you, so you won't have to worry about sharing the map with anybody else. So you can stay here honestly even longer if you want. You could stay here like for a really long time, but I would recommend just getting your second job and leaving. And then once you have your second job, this is when I would start doing theme dungeons. So things like Gold Beach, which we just went to, talk to this guy, go to Gold Beach. I would recommend doing the entire Gold Beach storyline. You get a lot of XP. It doesn't take that long and the maps are easier to train in. I would also recommend doing Reina Strait. So you would just have to go to Reina and teleport to the Penguin Port, talk to this dude Puro, and he's gonna take you there. I believe I could just teleport there. Yeah, because I've done this. And just do the quest line here. The maps are really easy. They give you a ton of XP as well. Then the 3rd theme dungeon I would do is Ellinel Forest Academy, Ellinel Ferry Academy. Some of the quests, especially when you get inside here, can be a little bit annoying. So you could legit stop halfway and you'll probably be already at level 60 or so. So you don't even necessarily have to finish this one. But yeah, I would do this one 3rd out of the theme dungeons. But if you don't want to do theme dungeons, you're just like, no, fuck that. I hate theme dungeons. From level 35 to 45, you should still go to Gold Beach just because of how good Gold Beach is. You could go to the Seaside too, like I mentioned earlier, and you could stay here up until around level 45. And once you're around that level, you can leave and go to Wild Boarland. So Wild Boarland is a very popular map. See, somebody's already training here. The reason it is, it has so many mobs and the mobs give a lot of XP. So even this guy, like this guy's clearing maybe like 20-30% of the map while the mobs are just running around. So you could honestly even share this map with somebody. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but like you could legit even share this map with a friend or something like that. That's how big this map is. I would stay here until level 53 or so. But once you're around level 50, like early 50s, I would go to military camp 1. So you would want to teleport here to excavation intermission area. And then there's a little secret portal. This map itself actually isn't even bad to train in if military camp is full, because a lot of people know about this map as well. But this map is really nice because it has a portal. So you could just like jump down and kill things. If you get a rune of might, it's actually so OP. And then on the night right here, you could just teleport back up. And I would recommend staying here until around level 55 or so. Around level 55 or so. 55 or right before 60. You could even push it to 60 if you want, but I would stay here until around 55. So once you're like in your mid 50s, I would try to move to Silent Swamp. Silent Swamp is a super popular map, so chances are you probably won't get a map, but this map is just so broken. 4 platforms of copper drakes, and they're very easy to kill. So if this map is taken, I would actually recommend going to Cave Cliff. Pretty much nobody goes here, but it's literally the exact same thing as copper drakes, but an extra platform, and the mobs are slightly higher level. Yeah, like this, and it has a portal to get you back to the top. This map is so broken. I personally always go here, and I would stay here around level 60, or you could even push it to like, you know, low 60s or something, but basically get your 3rd job. You should go get your 3rd job. After you get your 3rd job, I would say that you should go to Stairway to the Sky 1. You can stay at Stairway to the Sky until around level 65. This map is also very popular. Similar to the other maps, it has a lot of mobs, and it's really easy to just like, you know, go down and then jump back up, because there's a little trampoline here that takes you all the way back up. So you could just keep cycling this map over and over again. But since this map is going to be really popular, I found this map, Cloud Park 6, and this map is so good as well because it's just a little zigzag and it has a lot of mobs in it. It even has mobs at the bottom, and you could just jump all the way back to the top, similar to Stairway to the Sky. So this map is also a really good alternative. I'm probably going to go here instead. So I would stay in these maps up until around level 65, maybe level 70 if you really want to push it, but you don't necessarily have to stay there for that long. Once you're in your like, you know, low to mid 60s, I would start going to one of these 4 maps. So you can go to Ice Valley 2. This is a very popular map. It's really good. It just has these wolves, and you just keep jumping down and clearing. And there is a portal that takes you back to the top at this sign right here. And you would just jump down again and repeat. You would just hit them and repeat. Obviously, you're not going to one-shot like me, most likely, but you get the premise of how to train in this map. It's very simple. But what I would recommend more than this map is to go to the Shaft map. So you can either go to Shaft 1, 2, or 4. I don't really recommend 3. But Shaft 1, very simple maps, just 2 layers. Same with Shaft 2, this is where the spiders are, and Shaft 4. These maps are also especially good. Shaft 4 is really good if you have like really bad mobbing too, because you can probably 2-plat and it's a relatively small map. The mob count isn't too high here, but it's good if you want a really simple map. I would recommend Shaft 1 and 2 more. And I would stay here until you're around the mid-level 70, so like anywhere between like 70 to 75-ish. But once you're done here, let's say around level 71 or 72, I would recommend going to Tent of the Entertainers. I love this map. Pretty much nobody goes here, but it has so many mobs. Like, you could just run across this whole thing, kill these brown bunnies, and teleport back. I remember I used to train like this on my Hayato. I would just dash across. It wasn't one-shotting, but because you're just dashing so quickly, you could go back and forth and it eventually die. So I would recommend this map. Alternatively, you could go to Sahel 2 and the Desert of Serenity. I would say this is the 2nd best map in this level range, just because this map has more mobs and is a little bit bigger than Desert of Serenity. Desert of Serenity, this is a very popular map. You're going to see a lot of people here. Simply, it's because it's just so simple. I don't necessarily recommend this map as like the most optimal map, but it is very simple. So if you want a really easy map to train in, this map is fine. So you could stay in these sand maps until level 85 or so. And once you're at 85, I would go to Lab C2. So Lab C2 is a really good map to train in. Has a ton of mobs. Very simple. It's a straight line. And Lab C3, if this map is full, has 2 layers. So if you're a class that has really good mobbing vertically, you can actually hit 2 layers at once, which is a good advantage. So you want to think about how big your mobbing skill is and choose which map fits best for you. Moving on, we can go to Authorized Personnel Only. It's the second portal from the left. And I personally go here all the time just because there's a quest here. You could do like the first 2 quests, I believe, and they give you fat XP. And since these platforms are pretty low, almost every single class can just dual platform these. And I would stay in these Megatia maps until around level 95. So once you're at 95, this is when you kind of start unlocking star forcing zones. So I'm going to start recommending non-Starforce maps and Starforce maps, whether you have Starforce or not. Generally, the Starforcing maps are much better. They're harder to kill, but the XP is way more. So I would really recommend Starforcing gear at this point. But if you don't have any Starforce gear, you can go to the Beetles in East Forest. Very simple map. 3 layers. You could teleport to the top and just keep clearing as you jump down. Very good with Runamite. Here, we have a Runamite right here. You take the rune, boom. You could take the portal and just infinitely clear like this. Very simple. So yeah, this could be you. I would stay here until around level 105. But if you have Starforce, I would recommend going to Skynes 2 and Skynes 3. Either one is fine. Just find whichever one is available or whichever one you like more. But Skynes is the first Starforcing map, and Starforcing maps, like I said, have a lot more XP. You can see by the red portal over here, whenever it's a red portal, it's a Starforcing map. So that's how you know. That's the difference. Skynes 3 has more mobs and it's bigger. So this is the optimal map. So I would recommend going here if you can find a map. Also, there is burning. Once you're in the level 100 plus maps, burning becomes unlocked. It becomes a thing in the game. So you want to consider that as well. Burning is going to fluctuate a lot just because, you know, with people making guides like me or, you know, people training a lot from a new server or something like that, burning is going to be low and in different maps. So these maps, that's why I'm offering multiple maps just in case there's burning, just in case there's low burning or no burning. So I would stay in these leaf-free maps until level 105. Once you're 105, I would recommend going to Apparatus Room. So you could stay in Apparatus Room until you're around level 110-ish or like, you know, 110 to 115. Very simple map. It's just 3 platforms. This is a very popular map. So instead of Apparatus Room, you can go to Zone 6. Zone 6 is a very simple map, just a couple layers, and you just jump back and forth. You can see this map is 100 burning. Not a lot of people go here. And there's also Zone 3, which is similar. It has more mobs, but it has 3 platforms, and it does have high burning, which clearly shows a lot of people don't go here. But these maps are very good. Also, another map that a lot of people don't go to is Sky Terrace 5 with the Toy Trojans. High burning, 2 platforms on each side. So another map that you could go to. These 4 maps are all non-Starforcing maps, and I would stay here from around 105 to 110, 115-ish. But if you do want to go to a Starforce map, you can go to Twisted Time. So you want to go to this 4th map on the bottom left down here, and you want to take this portal on the left. This map is cracked. I swear to God, nobody goes here. It's 100 burning. You would just fall down the platforms, kill these ghost ships, and then go, and there's a ton of mobs down here too. And then you could just go back to the top with this portal here and just repeat. This map is actually broken. Like, if this map is not being utilized, I'm gonna be pissed, bro. Because this is, like, from the depths, bro. Like, nobody fucking goes here. This is the depths, bro. This is, like, some secret knowledge, bro. Swear to God. This is a broken-ass map. Alternatively, you can go to Unbalanced Time. So it's just up 1 and take this portal on the right. And it's another Starforcing secret map. More people know about this one. See, the burning is less. But it is a very good map as well. But it's always good to have options. It's always good to have options. So I would recommend staying in these Starforcing maps until around level 120. One more map that you can go to if you don't want to train in Ludibrium is you can go to Fantasy Theme World, and I recommend Fantasy Theme World Extreme Station 3. This map has a ton of mobs, another low-key secret map that nobody knows about, 100 burning already, and it has so many mobs. You could literally just jump around in a circle and you'll always be hitting something. And yeah, I would recommend staying in these maps until around level 120, the last like 5 maps I said. So once you're around level 120, you're going to be looking at going to Korean Folktown. This first map, Moon Bunnies, is very popular, but you can get your Pencilier gear in this area, so you want to work on picking that up. This is a very simple map. You just kill these bunnies, and it's a compact map with a decent mob count. There's going to be these sign quests that you can do. These sign quests give you a ton of XP, I believe, starting at level 125. So you want to make sure you do all of them. Just hover over the map, go to the map that says wanted. So like this one has a wanted, this one has a wanted. Just go do all of these quests and you'll get a ton of XP. Alternatively, instead of going here from till 130, I would recommend going to Moonlight Ridge. Moonlight Ridge it generally has burning. You see this one has 100 burning. You can probably hit both platforms since you have your 4th job at this point, and the mob count is good here. You could stay in these maps, in these Korean Folktown maps, until around level 140. Goblin House is also an option, but this is really if you're just down bad, to be honest, because the mob count here isn't really that high, but it is a very, 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 very simple map to train in. In terms of Starforce maps, you can go to Dead Mine 4, so you can stay here from 120 to 140 as well. Ton of mobs here, 100 burning. It's a Starforcing map, so you will be getting more XP. And another Starforcing map you can go to is the Cave of Trials 2 and 3. So these maps right outside of Zach, you could just run around. These things hit hard, so you got to make sure you have your Starforcing up. But a lot of people know about these Starforcing maps, so the burning might be low, but like I said, it's always good to have options. So after your level 140, you want to make sure that you've picked up all your Pencilier gear at this point. It is important to get it. It does give you bonus damage towards monsters, and you want to go to Kerning Tower at this point. Kerning Tower maps are really, really, really good. You can stay in them until basically level 160. I would recommend going to this map if you have like no Star Force. This map is generally high burning, very, very easy to train in. The mobs have pretty generous hitboxes, so you can probably dual plat. At least most classes definitely can. But if you do have Star Force, you should go to the espresso machines. The espresso machines, even without burning, this map is so broken just because their hitboxes are so big, and some classes can even triple plat in this area, so you'll be able to clear so quickly as well. But since this map is so popular, you can go to, if your mobbing is really good, literally just one map to the right, you could go to these milkshakes, where the fuck these are, and it has 100 burning. So the XP is similar, but this one has 100 burning, so the XP is going to be better. As simple as that. Another map that you can go to that doesn't have burning in this zone is these first mixed maps. So if you really don't have any Star Force and you're like struggling, you could go to these 2 first maps. Obviously the XP is not as good as the Star Forcing maps, but they might have burning, which makes them really good. If you want a different zone to train in that's Star Forcing, you can go to Nest of a Dead Dragon and kill these boys over here. Usually these maps have 100 burning because nobody ever goes here, so these are also valid maps to train in. It has a decent mob count, simple layout. It's just a square map, so you just gotta jump around. And I would recommend staying in all these zones till around level 160. Once you're level 160, I would recommend doing the Temple of Time prequest. Not only will it give you a lot of XP, these mobs aren't really bad to kill either. Like, they're gonna be really easy since you're like over leveled for this zone, so you could just bang out this entire quest line if you have to. Obviously you don't. Obviously, if you already have the prequest done, don't even worry about it. But some of these maps, like these Starforcing maps, are low-key slept on. If you want to go here around like 155, 160-ish, they're like sleeper maps that nobody knows about, and they're still 100 burning. So you can consider these maps as well. But yeah, also once you're at 160, you're going to be looking at going to Critias. If you don't have any Star Force, Critias is definitely the place to go. Critias, there's so many maps to choose from. I'm just going to choose some that I like, but generally I go to the bottom left, top right, and top left. But even the maps before them, like the first 2 maps before these, are really, really, really good. So Freezing Forest 2 and 1, these maps are super good. 100 burning, so you know, still pretty low key, so you want to jump on this quick. Very easy mob layout. Forest 1, it's literally like the exact same layout. 100 burning, it's just 2 platforms, you just jump around. And one more map to the right, we have Forest of Pain 2. So same thing, high burning. Just, you have a lot of options here. You know, these maps are all relatively the same. You generally just want to go to the one that you find that has the highest burning, but they're all just the same. The mob counts are about the same, the layout's the same, so it's like, it literally doesn't matter which one you pick as long as you go to one of these 3 maps. Then once you level up a bit, you can go to the Scorching Forest 2. This map has a ton of mobs since it has 3 platforms, still 100 burning. The map is pretty big, so you're always going to be hitting something, whether you're at the bottom or the top. By the time you're done killing the top mobs, the bottom mobs will respawn, and so on. Now, if you want to go to a Star Forcing map, I would recommend going to Night Stronghold. Night Stronghold maps are very, very, very good, but because they're Star Forcing maps, you know, obviously they could be a bit difficult to train in. 100 burning, so not a lot of people go here. There's 4 maps, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can literally go to any one of these 4 maps up until around level 180, and they're so good. These maps are so good. So you can see this one actually has a very simple layout, probably the simplest out of all of them. So I would recommend this one, Armory 1. It's just 3 platforms and it's 3 lines. Super, super easy to navigate, super easy to kill mobs in. This one is also really good, Armory 2. This one, I believe, has a little bit less mobs, so you should consider that. But if it has higher burning, it could be better. So, you know, you want to juggle these 4 options and choose whichever one has the best burning or whichever layout you don't mind. Once you're around level 180 to 185, you can go to Desolate North Rocky Road. These are newer maps with star forcing, and there are so many mobs here. So many mobs in this zone, and these maps are OP. Like I expect these maps to like be filled up just because they are so good. There's so many mobs. It's star forcing maps, so you'll get a ton of XP. There's also this one as well, and you could stay in these maps until around level 185 or so, or even 190 if you want to stay longer. These two maps are very strong as well, but most likely you won't be able to train in them. But if you can train in them, these maps are cracked, and you can legit stay here until around 195 or even 199. But these maps are crazy. They have so many mobs. And finally, once you're around level 185, you'll unlock Fox Valley. So you could do the Fox Valley quest line. You can accept it in the light bulb right here, Fox Valley, and it does give you a lot of XP. But if you just want to straight up train, you can go to Fox Treetop Path. Very easy to mob in. These maps are pretty popular, so the burning probably isn't going to be that high. Or you can go to Side Path and Lower Path. So one map down. Not a lot of people go to this one, but it is pretty good. It is pretty good depending on what class and what mobbing you have. And then lower path as well. And you could honestly stay in these maps until all the way until level 199. And the reason why I say level 199 is because once you're at 199, you're pretty much done. You would just go to Scrapyard and you would just talk to One Eye over here, do the little intro quests with him. It takes maybe 2 minutes or something, 1 minute or 2 minutes, and you're done. You'll get a free level just from this quest, and congratulations, you made it to level 200. So I hope that this video helped you guys. If you have any map suggestions or anything that I missed or anything like that, please let me know. But I promise these maps, every single map that I mentioned is good and will get the job done. There's a lot of options for different level ranges, so hopefully you guys don't struggle too much looking for a map. I know a lot of people, when they make guides, they'll only suggest like, just go to this one map. I tried my best not to do that. I tried to give you guys at least 2 options for every single level range, just so it doesn't get too crowded. Good luck training, everybody. I will be making a 200 to 260 guide, so be on the lookout for that. If you like the video, obviously consider subscribing and checking me out on Twitch. I play live, and I'll see you there. Thank you to my amazing members: Scuffed, Blazefire, Shooms, DVI Dan, Uju, Shagad, Relver, Ravi, Grim 4K, and Koga. You guys are the goats.